Hi, everyone. This is Hannah White, Managing Director at Main Street America. We're going to go ahead and get started. So thank you so much for joining us for today's webinar on helping your Main Street's businesses grow online with our partners here at eBay. We're thrilled to be working with them on a really cool new program that you are going to hear about in just a bit. But before we get into things, just a couple of housekeeping notes. You'll notice, of course, that everyone is in view and listen only mode. So if you have questions during today's webinar, we encourage them, but please submit them via the Q&A function or the chat function. And we'll have some time at the end of our program today to get those covered. Also, we are going to be recording this session, and you'll get a copy of the recording via email later on. So we encourage you to send that recording along to the small businesses in your community that you think may be interested in the program. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Patrice Fry.
Hi, good afternoon. I guess everybody, all time zones are in the afternoon now, so great welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Alexis, it's such a pleasure to be with you. We are thrilled at Main Street America to be partnering with eBay in helping get small businesses online on eBay's platform and selling. And just in time for the holiday season. And it's really a credit to Alexis and the team at eBay that they have been so focused on developing a new pathway to get people online and selling. So Alexis, if we can go to the next slide. And actually we can go to even the one after that. I'm just gonna jump right in, and I'm not going to speak for long this morning, or this afternoon, but I wanted to help set the context for today's conversation. I know it looks like we've got close to 100 participants, which is fantastic, a mixture of people who are joining us as small business owners themselves, or as participants in the Main Street America program, maybe as an executive director of a local program. Welcome, everybody. Some of you may know we did some survey work early this spring when COVID hit, trying to get a handle on how COVID was impacting Main Street businesses. We had survey results, got replies from 6,000 small businesses, representing more than 2,500 communities in 48 states, plus the District of Columbia. And importantly, we had about 40% of those responses hit the rural sector, with communities smaller than 10,000. So good representation of both rural and urban. Alexis, if we can go to the next slide. So this is, we think that the survey was actually pretty representative of the kinds of businesses that we most often see on Main Streets. And I'm not going to spend too much time going through the detail here, but you can see a breakout between, food service and retail, professional services. So a pretty representative sample, we think, of the Main Street sort of ecosystem. And if you can go to the next slide, what you'll see is that these were truly small businesses, right? The majority of survey respondents owned businesses that had fewer than 5 employees. So a lot of times when you hear people talking about small businesses, they just mean under 500. Our survey really got to a core audience, which is considerably smaller businesses. And you can see that this is one of the major reasons that we're with you today. On the next slide, you'll see that most of these small businesses, in fact, well over the majority of them, 63%, had no online presence whatsoever. And of course, we know that right now in the current context, when things are really not quite back to normal yet and aren't likely to be for several more months, that is a real challenge to small businesses, and we're eager to help address that in any way that we can. If you go to the next slide, you'll see that even for businesses who were surveyed and did have some sort of online selling presence, it was a pretty small amount of their revenue, not a terribly significant part of their revenue stream. So I think what we're excited about in terms of the partnership with eBay is seeing an opportunity not just to get people selling online for the very first time, which itself is terrific, but certainly to amplify sales online if that is of interest. And just very quickly, I think we're getting to the end of this here, but I wanted to share something at Main Street that we're very proud of. You can see on the next slide. In this survey, actually it was a subsequent survey that came out over the summer, we asked small business owners to share a little bit about how they felt about their Main Street and the downtown organization. And you can see that by and large, there were really positive sentiments associated with these really important local organizations that are helping to sustain and support businesses during a pretty difficult time. And we very much think of the work here we're doing here with eBay as an extension of that. And Alexis, I'll hand it over to you. I'm really interested to learn more about the program too. And thank you again for being with us and making this possible.
Thank you so much, Patrice. And thanks to the full Main Street America team and all of the local chapters that you have around the country. I really think of you guys as like the front line. And you're out there on the streets kind of fighting to keep our main streets alive and vibrant. And that's so important to all of us, whether we're small business owners or just residents of the town. It's so important that we keep those lights on Main Street shining bright. So truly, thank you, Patrice, to you and your team for all that you're doing. Thank you to the local associations that are kind of powering your local businesses. And most of all, thank you to the small businesses who are joining us today for just working so hard day and night to keep their businesses going strong. So I know this is an incredibly busy time for everybody. It's a stressful time. There's quite a few things going on out there in the world. So I'm delighted that there's 105 participants. That is awesome. That's a fantastic result. So thank you so much for joining us. And I hope this will be a really an hour that's quite worth your time. So let's see, by quick introduction, my name is Alexis Gallivan, and I'm biased, but I really do think that I have one of the best jobs in all of eBay. I work on our seller operations and engagement team and work specifically with small business owners like you. So I have a lot of conversations like the one we're going to have today, just to let small businesses know about the incredible opportunity that awaits them on eBay. And also once they've joined us, to really help enable and accelerate them through a variety of tools and training and opportunities. And I should also note that in addition to my work at eBay, I'm also a small business owner myself, and I have been since 2007. So I am definitely having some of the same anxious days and sleepless nights that maybe some of you are having, trying to figure out frantically, how do we pivot? How do we kind of take advantage of these new opportunities that are emerging? How do we keep our team members and our customers safe? And how do we kind of keep our product rolling out there into the market? So I'm with you. I feel you. And truly, it is a great pleasure and a great privilege for me to kind of work with small business owners like you through eBay. So quick little sneak preview of what we'll be talking about today. I want to begin with kind of a reintroduction to eBay. We've been around 25 years, and a lot of people think that they know what eBay is about, but they don't actually know all that we are and do today, because we have changed quite a bit. And a big part of that is our commitment to small business, which is part of what brings us all together today. We'll talk specifically, of course, about the eBay Seller School opportunity that I'm hoping you'll all join. And then we'll talk specifically about how you actually can do that, how you can join and grow your business on eBay. So eBay today. Last month, eBay celebrated our 25th birthday, as I just mentioned. And this is a really impressive and exciting milestone for any business, but especially for a technology company. Those things are kind of a dime a dozen these days. It's really hard to kind of maintain that staying power. So I want to share kind of a very quick video that shows a bit about how we got started and how we've evolved over these last 2.5 decades. Here we go.
To do was to use technology to bring power, and the power of the marketplace in particular, to ordinary people. Using technology to create opportunity for people is really something I felt very strongly about from the outset.
Technology, and particularly the internet, has disrupted almost every business. It's quite remarkable. What's happening is it's changing the whole notion of social interactions.
Adult Revival helps me stay local.
But sell on a global scale.
Which is perfect.
Because I'm here to stay.
Because of eBay for Charity, 100% of every sale goes to furthering our mission.
Having eBay make the automatic payouts is much better for me because I don't have to make the transfers. It's seamless. My cash flow is there, and it's not another account for me to track.
So that's what eBay is really all about, is connecting buyers and sellers in special ways. That's how we were started 25 years ago, and in the next 25 years, we'll create even more meaningful connections on this amazing platform of eBay.
Oops, there we go. Sorry about that. It's funny when I look back at that clip from, I think it was 1997, when Meg Whitman, one of our very first CEOs, was talking about e-commerce as this kind of new emerging force, and little did she know how right she was at that time. Anyway, so moving on, I won't go into details here on exactly all the details of how our marketplace works, but I just want to acknowledge that, yes, absolutely, e-commerce can be overwhelming sometimes. I was interested to see that stat that Patrice shared earlier about how many Main Street businesses don't yet have any online presence. And I guess I'm surprised in a way because of the strength of e-commerce today. But at the same time, I also understand it's a whole new world. It's a whole new kind of set of problems to solve and headaches to kind of to cure. So I can appreciate why that set is the way it is. But I just wanted to point out here that along each step of the way, eBay offers a variety of really, really helpful tools and guidance to kind of guide you along and create a really positive end-to-end experience, both for you and for your buyers. So whether you're looking for kind of listing guidance and pricing recommendations, discounted shipping fees, global shipping support, promotional tools, data insights, we've got pretty much everything that you're going to need in order to kind of get up and ready for success on eBay. So I like to show this stat because, again, it kind of combats some of the notions of what people think eBay is and compared to what eBay really is. So in the just last quarter alone, we generated $27.1 billion in GMV. So that's the amount of revenue that was generated by our sellers, just like you. And they did that by listing over 1.5 billion items on our platform and selling them to over 182 million customers, just again in last quarter alone. And a really important stat to point out here is that 81% of the items that we sell today are absolutely brand new. So the power tools, the iPhones, the sneakers, the fashion accessories, everything that you might be shopping for elsewhere, you can also find on eBay. So a lot of people think of eBay as this kind of treasure hunting kind of marketplace where you find these antiques and vintage finds and rare trading cards and that kind of stuff, which is fantastic. And we do have that, a lot of that. So definitely come on board if you're looking for those kinds of items. But again, the vast majority of things that we sell today are absolutely brand new. And this slide gives you a bit of an indication of the velocity of those sales. So if you sell watches, this might be interesting to you. We sell a watch every single 5 seconds, a tool every 3 seconds, a smartphone every 5 seconds. And trading cards are really, really hot right now. If any of you out there happen to be in the trading card business, or even if you have some tucked away in your garage or in a shoebox under your bed somewhere, you might want to dig those out and see what they're worth on eBay, because maybe it's because people can't participate in sports, or sports are just kind of coming back on TV. People still want that action, they still want that kind of fun and the thrill of being part of sports in some way. So trading cards are having a really, really hot moment at this time on eBay. So behind the variety and the velocity that I just spoke to are the millions and millions of small business sellers just like you guys who are on our platform and selling their products every single day. And truly, it is their ingenuity and their hard work and their interesting, cool, useful, priced right inventory that makes eBay what I think is truly the world's most dynamic marketplace. And honestly, we see the relationship that we have with our small business sellers as a true partnership. We're not about win-wins or winner takes all. We're about those kind of that partnership and that double win. So we always have been. So since Pierre, our founder, who you saw a little bit of in that video, since he founded eBay back in 1995, all of us here at eBay have worked every single day to create meaningful economic opportunity for people, especially for small businesses. An essential part of this work is empowering small businesses to effectively compete in today's increasingly digital economy. And boy, oh boy, that mission could not be any more pertinent or any more urgent than it is today. So it's interesting. I think Pierre saw 25 years ago something we're all just fully realizing today, which is that e-commerce is not only a huge economic engine, but also it's truly and uniquely capable of democratizing commerce for all of us and bringing us closer together, which in my view is something that's really important today when we all feel so distant in so many ways. So, while eBay might have been a pioneer of e-commerce, there certainly have been many, many other platforms and marketplaces that have sprung up over these last 2.5 decades, because they've recognized the potential of e-commerce and gotten in the game since we got started. And honestly, that's a good thing. That means more options for you as small business sellers. But it also means more pressure on us to make sure that we as the platform, as the marketplace, are giving you the best possible experience and outcomes for your business. So for those of you who have already expanded into e-commerce, or maybe if you've begun considering these options, I'm sure you've discovered that the benefits and the risks and the shortcomings, they're varied from platform to platform, and we're not all created equal, right? Each of us has our niche audience and our unique benefits. And of course, each platform also has its limitations. Here at eBay, I really do believe that we stand apart from the crowd for a variety of reasons. First of all, again, partnership. I can't say this enough times. We consider our sellers our partners and not our competitors. We don't carry any inventory of our own, so we don't promote our goods over yours, and we don't harvest your data to gain a competitive advantage. We also establish the rules of engagement really clearly. So you're going to know the policies coming in, and they're enforced in a really fair and transparent way if anything were to go wrong. And we've also got your back. If something goes wrong that wasn't your fault with a buyer, we've got seller protections in place to help make it right. Next thing is reach. I mentioned earlier that we have over 180, it's actually over 181 million active buyers on our platform. So hopefully, your locations on your main streets get a good amount of foot traffic, but you may not get that much. So this is a great place to start expanding your reach to new customers. But aside from the sheer numbers of buyers, what's also cool about eBay is that there's an incredible depth and breadth when you think about our consumer base, both nationally and globally. And then part of that is because we offer such a wide variety, a spectrum of value, as we like to say, from the vintage Jordans and really rare, expensive trading cards to Rolls-Royce cars and Rolex watches to everyday power tools, home goods, and fashion accessories. So as my mom would say, there's a lid for every pot. And that's certainly the case on eBay, whether you're a buyer or a seller. It's also an enormously flexible platform, which is something I really appreciate about eBay. We offer a flexible platform that will meet you where you are and help you grow at whatever pace you're comfortable with. So we've got tiny mom and pops out there selling on eBay, as well as massive global brands. And they're all doing well, and they're all able to kind of use the tools that are right for them and at the stage of their growth. And speaking of tools, one of the reasons we work so well for such a kind of a wide variety of businesses is this robust set of tools that we offer. So whether you need help figuring out how to ship something internationally, or you're looking to maybe source new inventory, or you want to figure out how to price your items more competitively or analyze your business results, we got you. We've got a tool to make it really easy and to support your growth. And last but certainly not least important, we really consider ourselves and conduct ourselves as a community. Our sellers are some of the most loyal, enthusiastic, passionate people you could ever hope to meet. And so when you come on board as a seller, you join that community and you benefit from that community. Our sellers truly support each other. I've witnessed it firsthand. It's quite moving to see. Even people who you think might be competitors because they sell the same kind of items, they really work with each other on their sourcing, on their pricing, on their strategies. It's really remarkable. In fact, one specific example I can give you related to this is that we just a few weeks ago held our 25th birthday party. And it was virtual, of course. Of course, we couldn't all come together, but we had nearly 40,000 sellers sign up to join us for this virtual party. 40,000. So that gives you a sense of how people feel about eBay and how we've kind of grown close over these last 25 years. All right, moving right along. So I won't go too deep into this, but this just kind of gives you a quick snapshot of some of the impact that we've had as a result of this way of doing business that we have with our small business sellers. And it really speaks to kind of what we do in terms of enabling global trade and really generating sustainable growth for our sellers. And you'll see there's a massive difference when you compare eBay-enabled businesses to US small businesses in general. And so we're really, really proud of those kind of statistics, and inspired by all the impact that we're able to achieve together with our small business sellers. And I share this in part just to show that, look, we're with you through good times and bad. When COVID hit and we saw the impact it was having on our retail communities and our small business communities, we knew that we needed to act fast. And so we did. First of all, we said, hey, if you're a new business and you want to join eBay and bring your products to our millions of customers around the world, we welcome you, and we're not going to charge you any fees for 90 days. So all of that money is going to go directly into your pocket, into your families, into your communities. For the sellers who are already on eBay, we deferred cash fees to be able to kind of give them some cash flow relief. We also offer them free listings and higher listing limits to enable more sales. And then we created a variety of really kind of dynamic promotions, including TV commercials and a variety of other kind of social campaigns to really build awareness and drive traffic to their stores. So hopefully you are at this point are thinking, hey, this sounds pretty good. I might be interested in joining you. Well, great. So what we're talking about today here mostly is the eBay Seller School opportunity. Seller School is a virtual learning platform that we've recently launched to help small business owners like you get up, running, and growing on eBay quickly. So far, we've got over 50 courses designed by experts with you in mind. We've got them lined up that will walk you through your eBay learning journey, starting with the selling fundamentals and eventually getting into more advanced tools and tactics. So just like our platform, wherever you are in your eBay expertise, we've got some great stuff in store for you. So here are some specifics about what you'll find when you join Seller School. So number one, you're going to learn all about how to create compelling listings that will stand out and sell. All marketplaces are competitive. eBay is no exception to that, but there are some really key tactics that you can employ to make sure that your listings really stand out and catch the attention of buyers. Secondly, we're going to talk a lot about optimizing your shipping policies and your practices to help you streamline your operations in a really efficient way and then maximize those profits, because that's what this is all about, right? Third, we'll walk through a lot of the tools that we have to help you boost your visibility with different kind of marketing and promotional campaigns and opportunities. We'll also talk a lot about Seller Hub, which is your very own kind of customized data insights dashboard. And through Seller Hub, you can find a variety of tools that will help you analyze and accelerate your business. And the last on this list, but certainly not the last of what we offer through Seller School, is we talk a lot about how to streamline your multi-channel sales operations. So it's likely that most of you have some kind of brick and mortar storefront. Maybe you sell on Etsy or Amazon or Facebook marketplaces or other platforms. So you're going to want to know, how do I make this? How do I add eBay in a really efficient, comfortable way? And so we'll talk a lot about that. Okay. So right now we're actually offering a special course. You can access Seller School on your own and just navigate through that material independently, and you'll find a lot of value there. But what I'm encouraging all of you guys to do today is to join our guided course, because you get all of that content plus lots more. So here's what you get with that guided course. Number one, full access to all of that premium content that we offer through Seller School. So again, that is soup to nuts, from very fundamental kind of basics to more advanced tactics and strategies that you could employ to kind of get your business started and growing on eBay. And you'll be going through that material on your own pace at your own time. So whether you have kids and you need to do this kind of at 10 p.m., or you can do it during the workday, or you want to wake up at 4 a.m., whatever you want, the content is there waiting for you. Then what we're going to do is really supplement and deepen that learning with a variety of kind of weekly touch points across the 6 weeks of the course. So first and foremost, you're going to have weekly webinars led by your very own eBay growth advisor, who is actually named Brian. He's joined me today. You'll be hearing from him in a little bit. Brian is incredible. There's no one who knows eBay like him, and he's got years and years of experience of guiding businesses like yours to success on eBay. So he'll be leading weekly webinars that kind of follow the course sequence of the self-paced learning on Seller School. So you get to go dive a little bit deeper, get examples, ask questions, all that kind of good stuff. Then we'll also be hosting actually 2 Ask Me Anything sessions. So depending on your schedule, you can join either, or you can join both if you're available. And that's your opportunity to actually speak to real human beings and get real answers in real time. We'll be having a little bit of a Q&A with some of our seller coaches, who I'll be talking about in a moment here. Getting them to give us some examples of how they've employed some of these tactics and strategies and tools in their businesses, and how they've achieved success as a result. So you get direct access to them through these Ask Me Anything sessions. And if you had the experience like I've had, it's really hard these days to actually speak to a human being. You know, whether you're shopping for a new couch or a pair of shoes, it's really hard to actually speak to anybody when you have a question. So we want to address that and make sure that our folks are totally accessible to you guys as you get started. So a big part of that is interactive coaching from expert sellers. So we have engaged some of our most kind of luminary, successful, popular sellers across the entire platform. They are wonderful people. They're very successful business people, and they're also extremely passionate about eBay. The platform honestly has changed their lives and their businesses for the better, and they are just excited to kind of show you how it can do the same for you and yours. So they'll be taking part in those Ask Me Anythings, and they'll also be facilitating a discussion board that you'll find inside Seller School. So you can get answers again from real people in near real time through that channel. And then lastly, but not least, each of the participants in the guided course will be getting a special gift from us, actually a few gifts, a little eBay selling starter kit which has some practical supplies to help you get started, and also just some cool stuff for fun. So if you are interested, and I hope you are, you can head over to ebay.com/smallbusiness and learn a little bit more. And then you'll find links to actually enroll in Seller School, and hopefully in the guided course that we've just talked about today. And with that, number one, thank you again all for joining us today. And we're going to open the floor for questions. And again, my colleague Brian Bellew has joined me here today. If you have any technical questions about how the platform works, he is your man. So Hannah or Patrice, I'm not sure if one of you guys will be facilitating the questions or if you'd like me to jump in, but we're ready whenever you guys are.
Great, yeah, thank you, Alexis. I'm seeing one question so far, but folks feel free to either in the chat function or Q&A, pop those questions in if you have them. A question about whether the COVID-19 relief options are still in place for new businesses. sellers?
So one change that we made during the COVID relief phase that we are going to continue to offer is that we are offering 200 free kind of listings each month for new business sellers. So that means essentially that there is no risk at all to actually list your items, and you would only pay a fee if you sell. So up to 200 items that you list each month, that is free to list. Beyond that, you would pay what's called an insertion fee. But before that 200, the only fee that you would pay is when you actually sell the item. So that'll be an ongoing promotion that we offer. And certainly all of the participants in this course would take advantage of that. Is there a long-term contract? Absolutely not. No contract, no sign on the dotted line, no small print, no fees. This is just come and join us. We're here for you and want to help support the growth of your business. Another thing actually I should mention along those lines is that, so as I mentioned, the learning happens a lot independently. So you could do that anytime, day or night that works best for you. And then the webinars will be held on Wednesday mornings to kind of depending on where you are in the country. I think it's, what do we say, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. So that'll happen every Wednesday. We will be recording those and sharing out that recording afterwards. So if you weren't able to join, if you want to go back and refer to anything, you will have access to that. The Ask Me Anything sessions will offer twice a week to accommodate as many schedules as we possibly can. And again, those will also be recorded and shared out. So we're trying to kind of make this as easy and as accessible to everyone as we possibly can.
Thank you. The next question, there are businesses concerned that buyers would think they were buying from eBay versus the small businesses themselves. Just trying to think about how they build long-term loyalty through online selling.
That's a great question. You know, we do a lot through our own marketing to help make people aware of the fact that when they're buying through eBay, they're not buying from eBay. They're buying from a human being, from a small business owner somewhere in the world. So we do a lot on kind of the high level marketing end to help consumers understand that. But you can really kind of drive that message home through a variety of means. Number one, in your communications to your buyers, if they ask questions or when you follow up on an order to thank them, to ask for feedback, you can really help them understand who you are and why their purchase means so much to you. There's a variety of kind of branding elements on your kind of eBay storefront that you can employ. So there's a description section, so you can let people know, hey, we're a family-owned business since 1972. We're based in Philadelphia, and we've been making these clocks, for 2 decades, and we're so excited to share one with you and your family, that kind of thing. So there are ways that you can kind of communicate who you are to your buyers. And actually, we do talk a lot about marketing and how to kind of build your brand on eBay and really kind of communicate that in effective ways to your buyers. Because I think one of the great things that's come out of COVID is that people are still yearning for that kind of personal connection. And as our main streets are kind of shuttering, at least temporarily, we still want to be able to kind of support those mom and pops. So I like to think of eBay as kind of the world's biggest main street. And so we're constantly doing what we can to kind of communicate that to our consumers, but also we kind of give you a lot of options to communicate that yourself to your buyers.
Great, thank you. Another question came in about how much time should be carved out for each session.
Mm-hmm. So for the actual interactive sessions, the webinars and the Ask Me Anything sessions will be 45 minutes each. Again, if it works for your schedule to join, fantastic. We want you there. If it doesn't, you can always watch it at your own time. But in terms of the actual content, it depends a little bit on, because the courses are very interactive. There are different things that you can click on to learn more. There are videos embedded. There's kind of some fun interactive activities. It really depends on how deep you want to go. But I'd say for each course, I would say you should allot maybe 15 minutes or so, 15 to 20 minutes for a course. And there are several courses. I'm getting a little bit into the kind of technical semantics here, but we have organized kind of learning paths, which are kind of curriculum. So we have a beginner level and an intermediate level, and we'll actually be taking you through both of those learning paths through the 6-week course. Kind of on an accelerated path, but you can always go back and refer to that information and those resources and kind of, deepen your learning that way. So It really kind of depends on you and the time you're able to spend, but I would say each learning path has anywhere between 5 and 7 courses, and each course would take probably about 15 to 20 minutes to complete on average.
Got a question about Facebook Marketplace and whether they're sort of seen as a competitor or if they're a partner in some way.
I can answer this, but maybe people are sick of my voice. I don't know, Brian, if you want to chime in here or if you want me to take that one.
Go ahead and answer this one if you don't mind, Alexis. You know a little bit more about the marketing elements and the differences between marketplaces there, or how we work together.
Yeah, so it is a competitor. Amazon's competitor, Target's competitor, Walmart's a competitor. Anywhere where you can buy something online is a competitor. But honestly, we hold the belief that you should be selling on every single platform that makes sense for you and for your business and for your team. And we offer a lot of tools, as I mentioned earlier, to help you kind of streamline operations across those channels. So there's a variety of tools and third-party kind of software tools that you can employ to make sure that, for example, you don't have any stock outs across your inventory in case you sell out on Facebook Marketplace, but you still have some listed on eBay, or if you use Shopify. There's a variety of tools that we'll introduce you to enable you to kind of manage all of those cross-platform operations in an efficient way.
Great. Got a question about whether there's any kind of volume or sales requirements involved in participating.
Nope, not at all. No. Come one, come all. Like I said, we have massive, massive global brands, and we also have, with tens of thousands of SKUs, but we also have mom and pops with, 10 or 20 SKUs. So it works no matter what kind of size you are. And like I said earlier, we can really help you grow at your own pace.
Wonderful. Another question around whether eBay sort of does anything official to support or promote Small Business Saturday, or whether there's additional kind of marketing that you all do to support small businesses.
Yes. So it's a constant kind of work in progress. I don't sit on the full marketing team, but they're constantly looking for great seller stories. And so I'll be candid here and tell you there's no guarantees, of course, but with the sellers who participate in the course, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on how you guys are all doing and how you're kind of growing on the platform. And if a really compelling, exciting story emerges, you could bet that I'm going to be reaching out because we'll want to talk about you. We have an eBay for Business podcast. We do lots of kind of social campaigns. We do TV commercials. We try to kind of bring the stories of our sellers to life in a variety of ways, not just on, Small Business Saturday, but and Small Business Week, but really across the calendar, especially at really key retail moments. We do a lot around back to school, around, obviously the holidays, 4th of July with the grills and the oven mitts and all that kind of stuff. So we find different moments across the year, and we're always trying to kind of plug in opportunities for our small business sellers to kind of get traffic to their listings. We also work a lot with our deals teams, and depending on whether or not you're ready for that kind of opportunity, we do our best to kind of plug you in there so that some of your listings might get kind of a really top billing, and we get a lot of attention that way for you. So the answer is yes, we're constantly trying to find ways to kind of get the message out there that there's awesome stuff waiting for customers out there on eBay. And that stuff, that amazing inventory is brought to you by the incredible small businesses on our platform.
And just to chime in here, it looks, I did a little bit of research in the meantime, and it looks like we're very active Small Business Saturday wise, but one of the catchphrases I found is we consider every day Small Business Saturday on eBay.
That's right.
But like Alexa said, a ton of different marketing initiatives to absolutely drive traffic at different points of interest, seasonal, cultural events, things like that. So again, our platform is only as successful as you are as sellers on the platform. So it's in our best interest to do everything we can to really, showcase you at the right times to the right buyers at the right, in the right places. So.
Yeah, that's an excellent kind of line there that I should have used earlier in my thing, that we truly only win if and when you win. So that's why we work so closely together. I mean, obviously we're a business, we want to succeed too. But I love being part of this kind of business model where it's so cooperative and collaborative, and it makes for a great partnership.
So Alexis, I see some other questions that have popped into the chat area here. Question about, as a kitchen store, am I able to sell our products on eBay? So I'm going to take that one.
Yeah, Brian, can you speak to some of the kind of the licensing limitations and things to consider there?
Yeah, I just wanted just to clarify, we do actually offer, small kitchen appliance, items, and there are a number of sellers that also supply like large industrial or commercial kitchens as well. So a number of different options, everything from, shipping services to arranging freight pickups, things like that for those larger items as well. But anything and everything, can be sold from, actual physical goods to downloadable digital goods as well. We offer services for that. Different services you can sell as well, real estate, vehicles, just about anything and everything you could probably want to sell on the platform. You could probably sell there. So when it does come to certain brand partnerships, we do have a very active verified rights owner program, and most of you are probably familiar with that if you do sell on other major marketplaces. Certain brands do have legal protections over their brands being sold on marketplaces, or certain prices and things like that, like MAP pricing agreements. So, the best thing you can do on your end is explore those, those arrangements with your current suppliers. Or worst case scenario, you end up listing something and one of the verified rights owners reaches out. We take that item down, we make you aware of it. We give you contact information so you can reach out to that individual and discuss the relationship if need be, or iron out any wrinkles, so to speak, and get those items relisted. So it's again, if you have questions about it, double check with your suppliers, but most items you can list on eBay as long as they're authentic, genuine items. So I hope that answers your question.
Another great question, which is this program limited to brick and mortar locations, or can home-based sellers, home-based businesses also sell?
B. We're certainly trying to reach out to the brick and mortar businesses because we know how challenging of a time this is. But if you have a home-based business, or you just have a warehouse, you don't have an actual retail location, you are absolutely welcome to join. You just need to be an actual registered business. So if we do have a lot of what we call C2C, or just kind of individual sellers on the platform as well. We welcome those, and those folks can make a lot of money. But for this particular course, we're targeting small businesses. But no, you do not have to have a brick and mortar storefront to join.
Great. A question about the commission structure on items sold. Can you shed any light on that?
Definitely. Brian, I'm going to let you take that one. The pricing, our fees, and how that works.
Thank you, Alexis. So the good thing is you can list, like Alexis mentioned, you can list up to 200 items a month without generating any type of insertion or listing fees. So you can pretty much list anything up there, and if it doesn't sell, there's no harm, no foul, which is a pretty great feature for eBay. We have a number, and I'm really excited to talk about this too. We have a number of different marketing initiatives as well, where it's not a pay-to-play type scenario. It's only a pay if you're actually successful in selling. So super awesome stuff there. But to answer your question about the different fee structures, we have a number of different fee structures that vary based on the categories that you're listing in. We have as low as 0% fee structure for luxury, not luxury watches yet, but actual collectible sneakers that are sold over $100. So zero fees for that. That's a huge market right now. So if you're in the sneaker game, absolutely get on eBay. We're really bringing some heat right now. We do have fees that go up to as high as 11 to 12%, but those are usually in categories where like DVDs, media, items where they're usually a little less expensive. So most categories you're listing in, you're going to be looking at a 9% or 10% flat fee. But given the immense amount of traffic that we already have on this platform, it's fantastic, ad spend if you look at it that way for the traffic that you're generating these listings. So,
yeah. And Brian, keep me honest here, but for the insertion fees, as we've mentioned now a few times, if you list up to 200 items in a month, there's no price, no fee to list them. Beyond that 200, if you've got just a lot of inventory that you want to list, that's awesome. It's generally about 35 cents per listing. I mean, if you start listing like tractors and huge commercial equipment, the fees are a little higher than that. But I think for most items, the listing fees are around 35 cents. Is that right?
That is correct. And based on your store structure, which we can dip into a little bit later as you get into the courses, we offer a number of different stores that offer additional listings per month, different tools that are available to you, things like that too. So depending on your size and what your your growth targets look like, I think we have an option that would fit just about any type or size of business.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, thank you. That's really helpful, I think. Hopefully the questioner thought so as well. While we are on the subject of fees, a question. The Seller School has a fee with it, question mark, but is the guided course free? Is that correct?
Yep, everything is free. Everything is free. No fine print, no contracts, no nothing. It's just.
So the Seller School is free as well?
Yep, Seller School is free. The course is free. To register as a business is free. The only thing that you need to do before you join the course is to register a business account on eBay, but that is free and that is a simple process. It'll take you just a few minutes. And then you come on board and like I said, you can kind of learn at your own pace and then have this really unprecedented access to this incredible eBay selling expertise through Brian and through our seller coaches. So it's quite a special opportunity. Obviously I'm biased, but really it's you get access that you're not going to get on other platforms and other times. So join us.
Two other really good questions have popped up. The 10% fee that you mentioned was standard on most items. Does that include the PayPal? Or I know you guys recently, did you switch? Okay, yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
Kind of in between, we're in between right now. I would say, I think around 40% or so of our base right now has migrated to managed payments. About 60% is still kind of living in the PayPal world. But the good thing is that we have had a relationship for quite some time. And to kind of answer the follow-up question on that with PayPal fees, PayPal does charge a 2.9% fee plus 30 cents per transaction. Now, the good thing is, as we move to managed payments, we're keeping everything on eBay. You don't need to go all over the place, PayPal or eBay. It's all going to be on eBay, and it's actually going to have a reduced fee per transaction. So you're probably going to be looking at roughly around 12% per, as opposed to like roughly 13.5% right now. So, so some great stuff there for sure. Great questions.
Okay, good. Another great question, Alexis, I know this has come up in our previous conversations. Are there options to brand your own site so that customers don't necessarily know they're going to eBay?
Yes. So there are a variety of options, and we'll definitely be talking about this in the courses. So if you sign up as a business seller, there are some kind of relatively basic but still effective kind of branding elements on your storefront. So you can add your little logo as your profile picture. You could add a kind of a branded image as your banner photo. And you can add a little description in the description section about who you are as a business. So that kind of gives people a kind of a first glance picture of who you are. Depending on the size of your business, on your budget, on your kind of your growth goals, you can also consider an eBay store subscription. You do not need one to sell as a business on eBay, but it's a really, really great option for lots of businesses who sell on the platform. Starting as low as something, I think it's around $7 a month up until I don't know what an enterprise store is, but probably that's beyond the folks on this call. But with a store subscription, you get all sorts of enhanced kind of branding options. For the really big businesses who are out there, you can go to their eBay store, and to your question, you have no idea that you're on eBay. If you were to kind of look closely at the URL, you would see eBay in there, but it looks like a completely custom branded site just for their business. So if you want to go to that level, you absolutely can, but you don't have to go quite that far if you're not quite ready or don't have that budget just yet. There are a variety of kind of branded element kind of features that you can take advantage of to give people a sense of who you are as a business. and communicate your brand kind of loud and clear to those consumers. So I have seen what a lot of people do is because they don't want to take on their own e-commerce site. So maybe they'll take some beautiful photography, they'll add it to their own kind of business website. And when someone clicks on that image, it takes them to their listing, to that listing on their eBay store. So it's kind of like a,
Gateway, almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. That's terrific. Sounds like you can do as much or as little as you'd like.
Exactly. Yeah, depending on your budget and your level of kind of coding and all that kind of stuff, you can really build something quite elaborate or start simple and grow from there.
Great. So this next question looks like it's coming from a Main Street director. Hello, Priscilla. Is there marketing material that we can use to send our downtown businesses so they can take advantage of the program? Yes, absolutely. We will be following up. We'll make this PowerPoint available to everyone. And then Hannah, you want to jump in on any other plans we have to make sure our communities are getting materials on the program?
Yes, so over the next couple weeks now through when the registration deadline hits, we're going to be sharing all sorts of information from eBay about how small businesses can get set up with the program. So this helpful URL we'll be pushing out broadly, and I'll be sending a follow-up to everybody who registered for today's webinar with this in the email, so you can just forward that right on to your small businesses. Just pay close attention to our social channels and emails over the next week and a half or so.
Busy time. Great. Another good question. What's typical from day one in terms of setting up your business account to then having a fully functional store? How long do you see it takes, kind of the average seller?
Alexis.
I would say Brian.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, registering your account on eBay takes as little as 5 minutes. Just some basic information, pretty similar to any e-commerce website you would register on, or any informational website you would register on. Listing an item can take anywhere from as little as 3 minutes if you're using some slick tricks and you know the inventory you're working with, or you're working with an existing catalog where we already house that data and we basically supply it to you. Just check over it and you add your price, list your item, and select a couple options and you're good to go. So but it can take up to 15 minutes to create a really complete thorough listing that hits on all the best practices, and to ensure that you're adding the right or offering the right value and surfacing it up as readily as possible. So but again, we have a number. As you get used to it and you kind of get your groove with your business and your process and whatnot, I mean, it's a relatively simple process, and I think we've super mobile friendly. We've got a great mobile app. I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the next question I see pop up here. Some great tools that we have available in the mobile app as well is you can actually white out the background and just show your product, which makes that Google Shopping compatible at that point, so you can increase your reach that way. There's some slick tools on there as well to price check current items and make sure that you're acquiring those at a price where you're still minding your margins. We've got some great tools where you can create a listing partially on your computer, move to your mobile device and bump back. And a ton of different tools and super easy to use. Download the eBay app, play around with it a little bit, use it to purchase some items, use it to register, and you can use that to register as well, and you'd be pleasantly surprised at how super simple it is and easy to use. So
great. Good. And then I see one more question from Colleen. And Colleen, it sounds like you are a downtown director as well. And this is a really good kind of multifaceted question. So Alexis and Brian, eager to hear what your thoughts are. One of the questions she gets all the time from small brick and mortar stores, or the response she gets, is they don't sell online because a lot of their items are unique and their prices are high, and those business owners think that people really need to see the item. Also concerns about how long it takes to list their inventory, and other concerns that people tend to think of their business as being more experiential and not necessarily e-commerce. So I know there's a lot embedded in that question, but curious if you guys have any feedback for that downtown manager about how to kind of break through what can be some barriers in terms of willingness to take the next step in selling online.
Yeah, I can touch on the, working with existing inventory. We have a number of different tools that are available to you to, work with spreadsheets and basically upload that right to eBay. Pretty simple process that way. So if you're working with an existing inventory database, we've got some slick tools that would allow you to bring that over, I think, pretty easily and pretty intuitively. And we have a dedicated team that actually can support those processes well if you're using our API to do that. When it does come to the types of products that you sell, I mean, there are some experiential products out there that probably wouldn't be the best fit on eBay, but I've seen everything sold from magic spells to body butter to $1 million sports cars. I mean, it's the sky's really the limit, and the way that the autonomy that we offer you, the flexibility to really bring your business to eBay and the way that you're comfortable with and the way that your business operates, I think we've done a good job of serving the right types of businesses that would thrive in online marketplaces. So experiment with certain inventory. I mean, again, the great thing with eBay is that you can list an item and you're not out a penny unless that item sells, and hey, that's a win for everybody. So
yeah, and I think that's such a great point that for reluctant business owners, you may not need to convince them, hey, put your entire store inventory online. You can really encourage them to start small and maybe take incremental steps towards a more complete presence on the platform.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Hannah, have I missed other questions? I kind of jumped in on the questions.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you for helping facilitate that. So,
my life
Patrice.
of talk show hosts, it's great.
No, you did a great job. That's all the questions I am seeing. And if any more questions occur to you, please feel free to reach out to me, Hannah at Main Street, and I can either answer them or connect with our friends here at eBay and get them answered for you. Or if, of course, if once you share this information with your small businesses and you start to get questions, same deal, send them our way and we're happy to help. And yeah, just thank you so much for joining us. And Alexis, I'll leave you with the last word.
Thank you. Thanks again to the Main Street America team and to all of you guys for showing up today and expressing this interest. Brian and I love our jobs. We love working with small businesses. So we really hope you'll give this some thought and join us. And if so, we'll see you on the 21st.
Great. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks, Alexis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Have a good afternoon. Take care.